Hi, praise the Most High. I had a dream June the 8th, 2018, and it's about something that's done happened that is catastrophic. I'm not sure what to name the dream, but it's about Africa. Well, Africa is involved, and your Walmarts and war. Okay, so this is what this dream is about. Um, I had a dream that something catastrophic was happening or fixing to happen because I seen all the Walmarts were being bombarded on a large scale by a mass of people. They cleared the Walmart shelves so fast of everything that they started in the warehouses, the where they stock, where it was full of stock. And I seen men dressed in some form of military attire coming after the people trying to stop and control the masses. But they couldn't. That's just how many it was. I mean, it was so many people on such a large scale. It like a whole city is trying to go in Walmart, and these people were going at a very fast rate, and the shelves are being cleared, and there were just nothing left to the imagination. I mean, you can't even imagine butter, imagine flour. It was all gone. Everything was gone, down to the smallest stick of gum. Okay, so they started in on the warehouses full of stock, and I seen men dressed in military attire that weren't in wasn't in the regular military attire, coming after the people trying to stop and control the masses, but they couldn't because there was more people than they thought to control. Many got in the warehouses and took what they needed in mass droves. Okay, now, in this part, I was role playing as to be hiding in the warehouse. Since it began to narrow down, I saw what appeared to be a form of military with guns coming in and grabbing some of the few as it began to narrow down in both people and stock. In the dream, again, I role play as one who gets caught and arrested and brought to a holding area, which it wasn't really a holding area. It's like they handcuff you to the chair, like just sitting near a lot of military guards and sergeants and what have you. And I've seen an African president or a military commander or what looked like someone that was in charge, like a sergeant that would be here in the United States. He was speaking in African language and dialect, and he was beating his hand on his desk, speaking to like maybe 5 or 6 men that was surrounding his desk about a situation at hand. Again, I don't know what this event was, but he and others' attention was called to an emergency while he was in this conversation in the midst, okay? And they were there were I'm sorry, there was a person in the care of the guards, like he was like the next commander, next to the head man that just left, um, that was still there, and he had his back to me, and he was very strong. And when I say strong, I saw very muscular, and he's very, very tall. I mean, I've never seen a man the likes of this in the United States. He was a guard who was very different looking from normal men. Okay, he looked to be, um, well, I described this in my dream like Nephilim, or shall I say hybrid man or something else. It was hard for me to describe. He had a head that was mutating into many different shapes, or shall I say, shape shifting. Um, and I was like, couldn't make out what was going on with this man, but his back looked like as wide as a Sherman tank. This was a very huge man because He was talking to me with his back to me. He would not turn around and face me as he spoke. All the while, his head was shape shifting. And I mean, literally, just going into many different shapes. And it began to slow down. And I know what it sounds like, but no, I'm not having a nightmare. A hammer head shark. Yeah, if you ever watched any one of those Discovery channels and watched the many different sharks, his head looked to be like that. It was a hammerhead, but it was very large for the big body that was on. And but I wasn't scared for whatever reason. Wasn't scared, just startled at the shape shifting. He was talking to me in a casual conversation as he did that. As he shapeshift while he was talking, but from behind, so I wouldn't see his ultimate form. He appeared normal while he talked, but wasn't. He said for me to run when he bring distraction up on another matter. He was being called um, to attend a situation as well, but he told me when he brings a distraction up on another matter, I had an overwhelming sense of relief after being released because he told me to run when he does this. Um, he stood up like not 7 feet. He was like way, way, way bigger than your average basketball player that reaches 7 or 8 or even, 6 or whatever. This man that was in Africa, he was a very, very, very big man. Um, if he's a man at all, I don't know. But he spoke to me very, very casual. He was very nice. And he told me that when I bring distraction, then you run. I will release you. Okay? And I had an overwhelming sense, again, I'm repeating, of relief after being released from captivity. Because he released these shackles or, handcuffs that they had. And he told me to run and don't look back. Just run and go your way. And there was a severe war going on after that called for all to be involved. Okay? So that concludes my dream.